What type of manager are you? Signing up to be a manager is an act of great courage. Breaking our existing mold, ready to be casted into a new one, is no easy feat. It has many of the same challenges that we face when making a move from school to college, deciding between careers, or accepting a job. While the change demands letting go of our existing identity and embracing a new one with openness and curiosity, it's a mindset that determines what we make of it. Do we consider it as an act of vulnerability, rooted in the desire to learn and grow, or an armor to protect ourselves from the challenges that lie ahead? When we put an armor of self protection, we choose defensiveness over curiosity, portray behaviors that mislead others or try to impress them, do not stay truthful to our own values, and make decisions to shield ourselves from the discomfort that comes from not having all the answers. What separates a good manager from a bad one is in this choice. Do they accept vulnerability and commit to learning, or put on armor and try to save themselves? A good manager feels like a fresh breeze lifting our spirits, while a bad manager feels like a heat wave sucking away into our enthusiasm. Anyone who has ever worked with a manager knows the feeling. Let's identify what type of manager you are. Number one, aggressive manipulators, as long as the work gets done. These managers operate with an extreme focus on driving business growth while losing their sense of humanity. They manipulate people to get the work done by shaming them, create unhealthy competition between team members, use guilt to push through unrealistic targets, and do not shy away from abusive language when people fall short of expectations. The relentless pursuit towards outcome at all costs creates a toxic environment in which employees play safe due to fear of failure, blame others instead of taking responsibility for their mistakes, and may even engage in unethical practices to cover their ass. This happens because people have absolutely no incentive to help others, but they do have an incentive to undermine, badmouth, and demoralize co-workers because pushing down others decreases the competition they face. And you know what's the worst part? As the teams crumble behind the scenes, these managers draw attention and appreciation from senior leaders because of their ability to drive business objectives. In organizations with toxic cultures, leaders of the organization turn a blind eye to this kind of behavior. As these managers continue to rise through the ranks, they feel entitled to abuse their employees. Number two, people pleasers. How can I prove my worth? With every decision rooted in reward and punishment, these managers care too much about what others think and how they will react. With a sense of self worth tied to external validation, they develop a deep desire to seek admiration, look for opportunities that make them shine, and avoid anything that might hurt their reputation. This makes them go with popular opinions as opposed to standing up to what's right, with the belief that disagreement implies disrespect. They say yes even when the request does not align with their goals, with the fear that others will judge them for saying no and it will hurt their reputation. They avoid signing up to new challenges with fear of failure and ignore conflicts instead of sharing their honest opinion to avoid hurting others. Being a people pleaser stalls the growth of their team as employees waste time in doing inconsequential work that does not align with their goals. They're forced to stick with bad decisions, miss opportunities to take on challenging assignments, do not feel empowered to make their own decisions, and on top of it, have no sense of how they are doing or what they can do to improve. The protective armor adopted by these managers ends up in job dissatisfaction, disengagement, and ultimately high turnover. Number three, ignorant encumbers. Things are good as they are. These managers build an illusion of greatness by ignoring signs of their poor performance and fail to gather feedback on how others perceive their behaviors and actions. They do not act out of a desire to cause damage, but are simply incompetent. Without proper skills to guide their team or awareness of the lack of it, they act as a burden for their team. They say one thing and do another, fail to keep up their promises, cause confusion in the team with conflicting priorities, overcome it due to lack of understanding of the complexity of the project, and do not set standards on quality and acceptable behaviors in the team. Their ignorance and incompetence hampers the team's performance and nothing substantial ever gets done since they fail to provide direction and clarity to their team. They chase opportunities without proper strategies, fail to fix things before it's too late, and do not show up when the team needs them. Without acceptance of their incompetence and taking action to build the necessary skills, they become a source of stress, frustration, and anxiety in the team. The mindset, things are good as they are, leads to mediocre performance. Number 4, growth drivers. There is always more to learn. While being result oriented, these managers genuinely care for the success and well being of their people. They balance the needs of the organization and their people by giving up traditional management styles and adopt new ways to work with others that are rooted in open mindedness and learning. They challenge directly to push people out of their comfort zone and expect nothing but excellence, while not hesitating to speak with candor when someone does not do well. They aren't perfect, nor claim to make no mistakes. Rather, they accept vulnerability to create a culture in which doing the right thing is considered more important than being right. They say, I don't know often, to highlight the importance of learning from others, as opposed to being the one with all the answers. They accept mistakes and share learnings with others, thereby encouraging them to feel safe in owning up to their mistakes instead of wasting time and energy in covering them up. They act as a catalyst for creativity and innovation by creating the necessary space and providing the right opportunities to enable their team to put their critical thinking skills to use. With a learner's mindset, they constantly push for improvements by seeking feedback on how they are doing and what they can do to be better. People naturally grow around them since they bring out the best in each individual by utilizing their specific strengths. What type of manager did you identify yourself with? Are you an aggressive manipulator, people pleaser, ignorant encumber, or a growth driver?